welcome to my channel. In this video, let us discuss about how do we display the contents of a file and how do we compare two different files. So first, let us discuss about how do we display the contents of file. As we know that to list the files, we have ls. ls is a command which we have. So once I say ls, so it is going to just display ls. So this is going to display which are the different files that are available in your directory. So we have two different files. One is sum.c, the other one is the dot term files. So now I would like to display the contents of the file called as sum.c. So we know that we have a command called as cat followed by sum.c. So once I press cat sum.c, the complete details of the file, the complete contents of the file sum.c will be displayed here. So do we have any other options where I will be able to view this particular contents of the file sum.c apart from cat? So that we will see. So what we do is, first and the foremost thing is we have more. More is a command which we are going to make use to display the contents of the file, and I have a file called as sum.c. So now you will be able to see the complete contents of your file called as sum.c. So now we also have some other provisions and the options which are related to your sum.c. Say I would like to display only first 5 lines. If I would like to display only first 5 lines of your file, then I'm going to make use of -5, indicating that I would like to display first 5 lines. So then go with your file called as sum.c. Now this is just going to display the first 5 lines of your file, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That means it has just displayed 34% of the contents that is present in the file. So if I would like to view the other contents, again I don't have to make use of more -6 sum.c. Rather than that, keep pressing enter key. When you press enter key, the user can move forward line by line. See, once I press enter key, you can move line by line. So this is how you can make use of your more command to display the contents of your file. And we also have some other the commands which are associated to display the contents of the file that we will see. Now if I would like to stop viewing the contents of the file, so you can press Q. Whenever you are using a more command, if you would like to stop viewing the contents of the file, you can just press Q. So it will bring you back to the command line prompt. So I'll just use a clear. So now I'll move on to the next command called as a head command. If I would like to display the first few lines from the file, then I'm going to make use of a head command. So now the thing is, I would like to display only 3 lines, head -3 followed by sum.c. So this works very similar to your more command. So more command, what it does is it displays the number of lines that you specify, and when you press enter line, it also displays by moving forward line by line. But this moving forward line by line is not available in the head command. So if you would like to display the contents from the first line, you have to make use of your head, where -3 represents the number of lines that you would like to display from the content file called as sum.c. So we have requested just to display only first 3 lines. So first 3 lines will be displayed. If you would like to display the first 4 lines or first 6 lines, then you can go ahead with -6 sum.c. So now this is going to display the first 6 lines. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And if you just notice the difference between your head and the more option, just I'll say here -3. So sum.c. So you can see that the percentage of lines that is being displayed from your file. And if I would like to display more contents, whenever you are using the more command, you can just keep pressing enter key. more and more lines, line by line, starts appearing on your screen. So this option is not available in the command called as a head. So if you would like to stop displaying, you can make use of a Q. Okay. So this is how you make use of your head command and more command to display the contents of your file. So head is a command which is used to display the first few lines of your file. So the next command which I'm going to discuss is the tail command. And tail command is where if I would like to display the last few lines of the file, then I'm going to make use of tail command. So here what I do is tail -2 followed by sum.c. So this is going to display the last two lines of your file. So you can just see here sum.c. See here, the last two lines are your right braces and the printf statement. So that's what we have printed here. After making use of a tail command, I would like to display the last two lines from the file called as sum.c. So the last two lines are your printf and the right brace. So minus indicates that from the last two lines you're supposed to display. So here in the tail command, you can also provide a positive value for your option. So let me show you that. Rather than using the negative symbol, when I say -2, it prints last two lines. When I say -3, it prints last three lines. Now what I do is, I'm going to make use of +4 and specify your file name sum.c. What happens is, it starts displaying from the fourth line till the end. When I have negative sign for an option, it displays. If it is -4, then it displays last four lines. When I make this as a positive line, positive value, now what it does is, it is going to display from the fourth line till the end of your file. So that's what we have written here. So positive line always displays from the specified line number. So it is going to display from the line number 4 and till it reaches the end of the file. If it is -4, I'll just show you. If it is -4 tail -4 sum.c, then it is going to display only the last four lines. So the last four lines is right brace, printf, c is equals to a plus b, and the scanf statement. That's what it's going to display. See, scanf c is equals to a plus b, printf, and the right brace. But when you have a positive value from the specified position or from the specified line number, it prints till it reaches the end of the file. So we have three different commands. One is the more command. The second one is the head command, where head command is used to display the first few lines of the file. And we have the next command called as a tail command. If you would like to display the last few lines of the file, then you are going to make use of a tail command. When you have a tail command, you have two different options. One is a positive value and the negative value. When I say a positive value, so from the specified line, you have to print till it reaches the end of the line. When you specify a negative value for your option, then it prints last those number of values. Say if it is, say, if -4, it is going to display last four lines from your file. So this is how you are going to make use of your display commands in file. So the next one is, how do you compare two different files? So we have three different types of file here. One is compare command, the second one is difference command, and the third one is common command. So before I explain this part, so let me show you. First, let me create two different files. One is fruit 1, and I'm going to store the contents as apple, then banana, then orange. So this is the content of my file called as fruit1. I'll press Ctrl D to save the contents. Now I'm going to create one more file called as fruit2. now the contents of your fruit 2 are apple, grapes, then sorry, I'll just recreate this. Remove. You can make use of your remove command to remove the file. So cat, I'll recreate this fruit 2. One is apple. I have to print this line by line. The second one is grapes. The third one is orange. And the fourth one is pineapple. So Control D. So the contents of your file called as fruit 1 is apple, banana and orange. And the contents of your fruit 2 is apple, grapes, orange and pineapple. Now let me perform a comparison operation between these two different files. So as I told you, we have three different comparison files. One is compare, the second one is difference, the third one is the common. So we will see one by one. The first and the foremost one is compare command. When this command takes two different arguments, so now it is used to determine whether the two files are identical in all the respects or not. So let us see how it is identical. So compare fruit 1 and fruit 2. So now what it does is it is going to display where do you find the difference among the two different files. So let me say cat fruit 1 and fruit 2. So I'll just display it again. So I'll perform the comparison operation. One is fruit 1 and fruit 2. So this command is going to display from which line you have a difference. So it starts comparing each and every line. Wherever you find the difference, that particular line will be displayed. So I'm going to display cat fruit 1 and cat fruit 2. So here, when you just look at this, it compares the first line of fruit 1 and compares the first line of the file called as fruit 2. So there is no difference here. So it does not give you any result. Then it goes to the second line. Now in the fruit 1, in the file called as a fruit 1, you have a content called as a banana. In the file called as a fruit 2, you have a content called as a grapes. Hence it shows there is a difference in line number 2, where this difference is about 7 bytes. So if there is no differences, when you perform a comparison, if there is no differences, then it will not give you any message. Your message will be an empty message. So when there are differences, the location of the first match is being displayed on the screen. But by default, when you perform a comparison and does not bother about the possible subsequent matches, so what we do is we just leave as it is and it doesn't display anything. If you do not have any differences, you will not get any output. But when you have a difference between two different files, what it does is the location of the first mismatch is being displayed. So the first line and the first line in the two files are same. So there is no mismatch. When I take the second line of fruit 1 and the grapes in the fruit 2, yes, we do have the difference. So this line number will be displayed on the screen. So compare will show you at which line location you find a mismatch. If there is a mismatch, then it is going to display at this particular line number you have a difference. So the next command is the difference command. So this is a very interesting kind of a command. So we'll just see that. I'll take the same files. I'm going to make use of diff followed by fruit 1 and fruit 2. Okay. So here you can notice, so you have an option called as 2C2. What does it mean? So I'll just show you that. Cat fruit1 and cat fruit2. Okay. Now coming back to this. So what it is showing is when I say C, which this C represents the change. So what it means is, so there is a change in line number 2 of file called as fruit1 and file called as fruit2. So 2 is the line number 2 of fruit1 and this 2 is the line number 2 of the file called as fruit2. See here, when I take the first line in the file fruit1 and the first line in fruit2, so it is common. So you haven't seen any difference here. So what is next it is going to show you is, so at the second line of fruit1 and fruit2, you have a change. See, C represents the change here. Okay. So the next part is, now you have the other difference that what you can notice is 3A4. So we are finding where do we have a difference in our file. So we have 3A4. So here A represents the additional content which is being added. So here 3A4 represents in fruit1 we have the third line called as an orange, and in fruit2 we have an additional line which is being added in fruit2. So here we have in the third line, it's a common. When I say 3A4, it represents that. So there is a difference in number of lines between fruit1 and fruit2, where in fruit1 you have 3 lines and in fruit2 we have added one more line and where we have line number 4. So here C represents change in the content in line number 2 and here 3A4 represents we have 3 lines in fruit1 and there is one more additional line which is being added in fruit2 compared to your file fruit1. So this is how you perform a comparison operation between two different files. So in the comparison CMP command, so it is going to find the difference in the location of the first where it has been mismatched. In the DIFF or the difference command, it compares the two files byte by byte and indicates the difference between the file. Further, it also tells the user how the content of the first file can be changed to match the text from the second file, and it is also a vice versa. So if there is no differences between these files, you will not find any output. So here C represents change and A represents an additional line which has been added. In case if you have find D, probably that particular line will be deleted. Rather than having a C or A, you can also notice if there is a word called as a D, then you can see that that particular line is deleted. Earlier it was present, but now it has been deleted. So now, so that's what you can see here. In the file number fruit1, so you have grapes, so it has been ended with in the third line you have a difference here, that's where you have the grapes, and in the third line of your fruit1 and in the fourth line of your fruit2 you have a difference. Fruit1 you have only 3 lines, in fruit2 an additional line is being added when you compare with your fruit1. So it just shows where do you have the difference. We have the difference in the second line where the content is being changed, and here you have the difference where in the fruit1 you have 3 lines and in the file called as fruit2 you have only 4 lines. An additional line is being added. So the last command of this video is common command. So this common command compares two sorted files. Remember, this is going to compare two sorted files. It is difficult to perform a common command operation when the files are not in sorted files, and shows the line that are same and shows the line that are different. So common command is a command which is used to show the lines which are same and the lines which are different. So let me show that. COMM is the command that what we use, fruit1 and fruit2. So now it has shown three different columns here. So this is your column 1. This particular is a column 1, and this particular is your column 2, and this particular is a column 3. So what does this column 1, column 2 and column 3 represents? So column 1 contains the line which is only present in the first file. So I'll just display fruit1 and display fruit2. So you can just see here, which is unique only to the file 1. So do we have banana in file 2? No, we do not have a banana in the file 2. So the unique content that is present only in fruit 1 will be listed in the first column, and in the second column it just displays the contents which are only unique in second file, that is fruit 2. So you don't have grapes and pineapple in fruit 1. So hence in the second column it has displayed the unique contents of your file 2. And the third column represents these are the contents which are common, which is present both in fruit 1 and fruit 2. So you can just notice here, apple and the orange is present in both the files. So as a part of it, I'll just repeat this. So common is a command which is used to compare two sorted files and show which are the different lines that are similar and which are the different lines that are not similar, and displays three different columns, where the first column will display the lines which are unique for the first file, and it is going to display the second column which are unique for the second file, and it is going to display the third column which are present common in both the files, that is fruit1 and fruit2. So these are the different commands where you can make use to perform a comparison operation between two different files. So in the upcoming video, we shall look into some more commands of your Unix. Thank you.